Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to edit a picture. I'm going to keep this video quite quick, so what I'm going to do is just retouch it as I would do. This is the picture. This is how I took it properly, but in case you had no choice but to shoot it dark, this is what you would do. So first of all, open it in Photoshop. Here we go. The first thing I'm going to do, because this file is really big, it's going to slow it down. So I'm going to resize it before I do anything. You would normally want to do your work, then resize it, but otherwise it's going to lag. So I use the shortcuts for everything on Photoshop, so it's kind of hard for me not to use them. So sometimes I'll just tell you what the shortcuts are. You can see the shortcuts on next to the actions. Not all of them have a shortcut, but a lot of them do. So Control-Alt-I to resize the picture. 7,000 is a bit much, especially for internet use. For obviously magazines and whatever, it's fine. Just put it 2,000 pixels. Most of the pictures you see on my website, they're all at 1,000. It's speed versus quality. It's pretty good. It doesn't take too long to load, but at the same time it retains a lot of quality. If you go too small, it doesn't look so good. 2,000. By the way, this is the third time I'm recording this video, and it's 40 minutes long. I'm gonna try and speed it up a bit. Only 10 minutes. Okay, so what would I do if this was my picture and I wanted to display on the internet? This is, I guess, what I'm gonna do the video about. Okay, so first thing, Control-T will do. Oops, sorry. For that, there's a lock, so for that I have to create a new layer. So I can do Control-J. I'll grab it and put it down there. This is the new layer. This is a new folder. Effects. Anyway, so delete this. I'm only going to talk about certain things and the way I do it the fastest. I can talk about Photoshop for hours. There's so much, but obviously I can't cover all of this in one 10-minute video. So now that I've got my new layer without a lock, I'm going to do Control-T for free transform. You can go here actually, and it's right there, free transform. You got the normal transform, which is good for flipping the original horizontally and vertically and all that stuff. All of these things you can do from here. So you can rotate. If you hit Shift, it will rotate in increments of I think it's 20 degrees or something like that. Anyway. Okay, so if you were to hit, see if I go this way, it's going to resize this way, and if I hit Shift, it's going to keep its ratio, Control Z. But if I hit Control and Shift at the same time, then I can start doing this kind of stuff, which is needed. As you can see, this is not straight. So the first thing, you have to do one at a time. You can't. You see, it kind of bugs out if you try and do both at the same time. So, Control Z, Control Z. If you escape, if you want to go all the way back, Control T to come back. So first you want to do this side, and then you want to do it this way. You don't want to do both at the same time. So let's go up till it's about straight. Let's get some rulers in here. So Control R for rulers, or you can go View, Rulers. And then get some guides. It's going to make it easier to keep it straight. Okay, so let's do that one. I'm holding Control and Shift at the same time. This is to skew. You can let go, start again. There you go. You can obviously go to Edit and then go to Skew. But you know, if it's just holding two buttons, might as well just save the time. Okay, a bit more. Let go, start again. Let go, start again, go up. Okay, now that I'm happy, enter. I'm gonna clear the guide by holding Control H. You can go here, clear guides. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now I want to crop it. So C, or right there. If I hold Shift, it will be a square ratio. Then I can move this around to this, enter. Okay, V to go back to the normal cursor. If I want to obviously make this a bit brighter because it's a bit dark, image, adjustment, adjustments, brightness, contrast. The brightness, it's already quite contrasty, maybe remove some of it. There you go. Okay, if I wanted to add a bit of saturation, use saturation. It goes all the way there and all the way to black and white. It's actually quite saturated, so I'm going to keep it like this. I shot it in, I shoot with a Nikon D810, which I'm very happy about, and it's got this, if you got any Nikon, it's got a setting called Vivid. I like using Vivid because I shoot my work in JPEG as opposed to RAW, so I like to shoot it pretty much as I would want to without doing any editing whatsoever. I've shot this one badly obviously, but if you shoot in Vivid, your colors will probably not need any retouching, so that's kind of a good feature. I'm sure Canon and all these other guys have a similar feature. Anyway, hue will change all the colors by adding a filter to them and changing everything. One cool thing is colorize. You can be in shades of green, blue, and all that stuff. So that's kind of useful. Cancel. Okay, what would I want to do? Okay, there's one thing that's quite useful. Canvas size as well, if you want to, that's if you want, for argument's sake, that's if you want to have a bigger canvas. By the way, all the time, if I'm hitting Ctrl Z, I go one action at a time. If I do Ctrl Alt Z, I go a few actions at a time. Okay, image, adjustments, photo filter is a good one. Because I shoot in JPEG, obviously I can't change the white balance, so by adding a photo filter allows me to change the way the picture looks to match the original colors. Adjustments. What else do we have here? This is pretty much all I use. If you like doing stencils, a threshold is your friend, so you can go one layer, one layer, one layer, one layer, so on. That's about it. Okay, what about here? Canvas size, we're good. Layers. I'm gonna keep it simple, but at the same time I want to show you as much as possible. Okay, filter is good. Let's go filter. If you want to, if your picture is not sharp enough, you can go to unsharp mask, and then increase the sharpness. Increase. Hang on, let me just zoom in a bit because we can't see what we're doing. Oh, if you want to move your what you call it, your image, if you were to just try and move it, it gives you an error. But if you've got a mouse, if you're on your laptop and using the touchpad, it won't allow you to. But if you're using a mouse, you press space, and then allows you to move. You can go here, somewhere, and then you've got the same there. And you get the hand as well. Okay, so let's go back. Where was that? Filter, sharpen, unsharpen mask, and then it get. Why is it not showing? Oh, there's a bit of a glitch. Sorry, Windows is doing its thing. You can see it here anyway. But yeah, it changes it shows you what it's going to be like if you sharpen or unsharpen. Another one as well that's quite good is blur, Gaussian blur. Why is it not? Oh shit, sorry. No glitch. It's user error, as usual. Filter, what was that? Blur, Gaussian blur, and it gives you a reading of what it's going to be like. So you can do some effects with that. That's kind of cool. You got loads of filters. Just have a look and see what works for you. But most of the time, as an artist, you'll use blur or sharpen mainly. Okay, what else? F is quite cool. It shows you a different Control R. It shows you a different. It shows you your Photoshop without any obstructions. If you go to the right, it shows you your layers. To the left, your tools. It's kind of cool. F to go back. Clone tool, P tool. I want to talk about so many things, but I'm just going to run out of time again. Let's talk about the P tool, which is only available on Photoshop, not on Photoshop Elements. If I wanted to select something like this and do maybe a curve, I've got to go back to my original point, anchor point, then right click, make selection, okay. And for example, I could do Ctrl J to create a new layer, and then that would give me a new layer with this. So the pen tool is really useful. What else do we have? Brightness, contrast we've talked about, transform, copy and paste. Okay, one thing that's gonna mess with your head, if you create a shape or if you create text, sometimes it will do this thing as a smart object. So if you're on Mac, you can go to Preference, or if you're on Windows, you can go to Edit, Preferences, General, and then right here where it says Always create smart object when placing, untick it, and then it won't mess with you. However, for the text and the shapes, you will still have to do this. What I mean is, if you do Ctrl T, actually I can't see what I'm doing. Let's get rid of this. If you do Ctrl T, and I'm holding Shift and Control, you see I can't do what I was doing earlier. This is the equivalent of doing this. I can't just keep this one. I can't keep this one straight and this one moving. So what I have to do is do. This will give you different options depending if you click here or if you click here. Okay, so you click on the text and go rasterize type. In these, you'll say rasterize layer. So you do type and then Control T, Control and Shift, and now you can move it however you want. So that's kind of a cool thing, that if you don't know that it's there, you won't understand why it doesn't work. So now you do. Save as. If you do a save as for your website, for example, you can do a GIF. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's do JPEG. So create a new one, okay, and then you can have the full quality, which is 1.2 megabytes, or you can have 240 kilobytes, a lot smaller. The quality won't be as good. You can see the quality decreasing on this as well. You see that's all fuzzy and that's all clean. I found that if you go all the way to 10, you won't see a difference online between 10 and 12, but then look, that's 540 kilobytes. 1.2 megabytes, so it will be a lot smaller, it will show up a lot quicker, the quality will be fairly similar. Progressive, that's if you want it to appear blurry, less blurry, and then clean, so you can do all the way to 5 layers. Most of the time it's baseline. Okay, now if you wanted, I'll cut this really savagely so we don't waste any time. So I'm doing a selection, right click, select inverse, delete, Control D to deselect. Here I'm going to hold Control, so then the new layer will go underneath as opposed to above. I've got white, okay. Actually no, I don't want any color at the background, V. So I've got this with nothing at the back. So I can do File, Save As, GIF, Save, Transparency, yes, and normal, yes. Now what that will do is on your computer, on your website for example, say if you've got a pink background, this will show up in pink. Or if you've got text or whatever, that will show there. So this will become transparent. You won't have this checkered flag thing. It will be transparent and you have your picture hovering. So it can be kind of a cool thing. I don't know if I've done yeah, of course I did resize, which would be useful. I think that's about it. I can, obviously, if you want to know more about Photoshop, I've already done a video that's 49 minutes, so I can upload this, and you know, if you want something really detailed, I can do one for like an hour or whatever, and talk more about it. So I hope this was useful to you. Let me know what you want to hear about next, and I will see you guys next Monday. Bye!